The night god spoke in the darkness. That night was not like any other. There was a strange weight in the air, as if something was about to happen. The sun was setting on a long highway in the U.S. state of Arizona, its red color spreading across the road like the blood of a wounded heart. An old, dusty silver sedan stood on the side of the road. Its hood was open, and a woman stood silently beside it. This woman was Hannah Williams. Hannah was 32 years old, but her eyes looked much older. Her hair was simply tied back, her face was bare, her clothes were clean but old. She was not a weak woman. She was just a mother. The mother of 2 children. The same image kept coming to her mind. Her son Lucas, 7 years old, who asked every night before going to bed, "Mommy, will we ever be rich?" And her daughter Emma, 4 years old, who would hug her mother and say, "You're the strongest, Mama." For Hannah, these words were her strength. Until a few years ago, her life had been completely different. A small house, a husband, and the laughter of her children. Then one day, her husband picked up the bag and simply said, "I can't take this responsibility anymore."
No argument. No explanation.
And not a single glance at the children. After that day, Hannah stopped crying. Because crying doesn't pay the bills. Because tears don't feed the children. She started 2 jobs. Supermarket by day. Diner by night. Often she went to bed hungry herself, so that the children could sleep well. That day was no different. Leaving the children at their aunt's house, she went out for the night shift. But fate tested her again. Suddenly the car made a strange noise. Then the speed slowed down. And then, silence. Hannah braked and stopped the car on the side of the road. She took out her phone. Battery, 2%. Signal weak. Her heart started beating fast. The highway was deserted. A few cars passed by quickly. But no one saw. Or stopped. Then suddenly a black pickup truck stopped. 3 men got out of it. Loud voices. The smell of alcohol. And that sparkle in the eyes. That a woman immediately recognizes. "Lost baby." One said, laughing. Hannah backed away. "Please. I just need help." Laughter came in response. A man slapped her phone. The phone fell to the ground. The screen broke. At that moment, Hannah had only one thought in her mind. "My baby." Suddenly the ground started shaking. The roar of engines could be heard from afar. Damn, damn, damn. Headlights began to appear in the darkness. Not 1. Not 2. But 17 motorcycles. Black leather jackets. Gleaming chrome. And that sign on the back. That would stop the wind. Hell's Angels. The pickup truck drivers fell silent. A strong man got off the motorcycle. White beard. Scars on his face. And peace in his eyes. He came in front of Hannah. "Are you okay?" This was the moment. When Hannah cried for the first time. The man turned and just glanced at the attackers.
No screams. No threats, only silence.
And they ran away. The bikers helped Hannah. Someone gave her a jacket. Someone saw a car. Someone quietly put money down. As they left, the leader said, "Life is hard. But you are strong. For your children." The motorcycles disappeared into the darkness. But Hannah had changed. The sound of the motorcycles gradually died down. The highway was filled with the same silence again. But this silence was no longer terrifying. Hannah stood next to her car. A jacket given to her by a stranger on her shoulders. A few crumpled bills in her hand. And a strange peace in her heart. She knew that her problems were not over. But she also knew that she was not alone. One of the bikers had restarted the car's engine as they left. When the engine sounded, tears came to Hannah's eyes. It wasn't just the sound of the engine. It was the return of life. She took a deep breath and got into the car. Her hand was still shaking. But now the shaking wasn't of fear, but of emotion. She placed the children's picture on the dashboard and said softly, "I'm coming, my children." It was well past night when she arrived at her aunt's house. When she opened the door, Lucas was sleeping on the sofa, his broken toy car in his hand. Emma was sleeping on the blanket on the floor. her doll cradling her chest. Hannah couldn't control herself when she saw the children. She knelt down and began to cry silently. This cry wasn't of weakness. It was of gratitude. That night she couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, looking at the ceiling, and the same scene kept coming to mind over and over. Darkness, fear, and then light. The next morning the sun looked different. The light wasn't too bright, but it was heartwarming. Hannah got the kids ready, dropped them off at school, and then went to work. But today, there was a new confidence in her steps. Even while working at the diner, people were noticing her differently. It was the same Hannah, the same tired face, but there was something new in her eyes. 2 days later, a letter arrived. A simple envelope, without a name. Inside was just one line. Help is on the way. Just keep believing. Along with it was a phone number. Hannah's heart beat faster. Were these the same people? She hesitantly picked up the phone. On the other end came the same heavy but calm voice. Is this Hannah? The voice was familiar. It was the same leader. He said that. After that night, he thought about it. We all had mothers. We know what a mother is. The next week they met again. But this time, not on the highway, but at a community center. The bikers were raising funds for orphaned children. Hannah came there with the children. Lucas squealed with joy when he saw the motorcycles. Emma grabbed a biker jacket and asked, "Are you a superhero?" They all laughed. The leader gave Hannah an envelope. Inside, the children's school fees, 3 months' rent, and an auto mechanic's business card. This is not a loan, he said.